Welcome to Magic Hour. I'm your host, Paul Chappell, and today we are reviewing Angel Has Fallen, starring Gerard Butler, Morgan Freeman, Danny Houston, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Nick Nolte, looking like he's 90 years old. I swear, the man looks old in this movie. So, you're probably wondering, should you go see this? I'm going to go ahead and say yes. If you like a by-the-numbers action flick, if you don't want to see some kind of Shakespeare interpretation of an action movie, this is the movie for you. It really knows what it wants to be, and it does everything an action flick should do without trying to give you a bunch of surprises and double crosses. I mean, you'll probably know who the bad guy is sometime during the first act. Now, they show you who the bad guy is in the trailer, but I'm talking about his boss. You will know who he is. And if you don't, you haven't seen 100 action flicks like I have. So there was really nothing surprising about this movie, except there was one surprise. I'll give it that. But it happens fairly late in the movie, and you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. But if you want to go ahead and see this movie without any spoilers, I'll just go ahead and say yes. I thought it was a good movie. It opened pretty big. Of course, it didn't have much competition. It opened with $21 million. It had some standout actors in the movie. It had Piper Perabo, who I haven't seen since Covert Affairs. I looked at her credits. She's been doing some television roles and whatnot since Covert Affairs. But it's got to be pretty upsetting for her to have to play the wife of a Secret Service agent when she was playing a CIA agent in Covert Affairs just a few years ago. But I was glad to see her back. Glad to see Morgan Freeman back to work after his whole Me Too drama. And the crazy thing about seeing Morgan Freeman in this movie is it wasn't shot that he was playing president. The first time I saw him playing president, I think it was in Deep Impact somewhere around 2000, year 2000. It was a shock. We just didn't think a black president was possible. And now it's fairly run of the mill to see a black man as president. So that was very encouraging to me. Of course, we had Nick Nolte, like I said, doing what Nick Nolte does best, playing crazy.
Go! Really? You're welcome.
He was easily the most entertaining part of the film. Gerard Butler. I was thinking I was done with Gerard Butler, but he impressed me in this movie. They didn't go the Fast and Furious route, making the hero too much of a superhuman. He's an actual hero who feels pain. You see him feeling pain. I mean, that's a side plot in the film. When it opens, he's going to see a doctor secretly because he's recovering from one of the concussions he got in one of the previous films. Because if you don't know already, this is a sequel to London Has Fallen, which is a sequel to Olympus Has Fallen. And his character, Mike Bannon, has to be the most dangerous Secret Service agent, the most, what's the word? He has a real bad luck, guys. I mean, I think the president has almost been assassinated twice under his tenure. I'm not even sure what happened in London Has Fallen. I completely obliterated that movie from my mind. So I'm not even sure the president was targeted in that movie. It was so bad. But this movie is a definite step up. But like I said, it does strain credibility at a couple points, like most action movies do. Nothing surprising there. Like I said, it's predictable. You know exactly where it's going. If you've seen any action movie, you've seen this plot before. There's an attempt on the president, and of course, Mike Bannon is blamed for it since he's one of the only Secret Service agents to survive. And he goes on a run trying to clear his name. He's telling the FBI agent, played by Jada Pinkett, said, I didn't do this. And of course, she doesn't believe him until, well, I won't even go into that. There's some things happen that were kind of interesting. The FBI agents weren't as dumb as they make them in some of these movies, where they're like believing that the hero is guilty no matter what evidence comes their way, no matter how many bad guys keep dying and following in his path. So I enjoy that aspect of it. They did a really good job with that. One of the interesting things to note about this movie is that it was directed by a stuntman named Rick Roman Wall. Now that's a trend we've been seeing in a lot of movies lately, particularly with John Wick, and he does a very good job with this movie. Some of the science fiction that you usually see in these action movies was kind of scaled back. The only thing I thought was kind of a little bit far-fetched was the drone that you see in the trailer. There's like 50 drones attacking. They all have explosive devices. And for some reason, they all have the ability to zero in on somebody and use face ID software to identify them before blowing up. I thought that was a little bit on the science fiction side, but it wasn't out of the realm of possibility. We do have facial recognition that's being used every day by police. We do have drones. I don't know if we have drones that small with explosives, but it strained credibility, but it didn't totally go over into the realm of science fiction. So I enjoyed that they kind of scaled that back. There was a little bit of hacking that they referred to in the movie, but they didn't go overboard with it. Of course, you got the signature line in the movie where the hero has to get off the grid. He actually says, "I got to get off the grid." So I was kind of disappointed with that, but until they invent another term that's commensurate with off the grid, they're going to keep using it in these action movies. But and of course he goes to see his father, which he's estranged from. That's another little cliche and trope being used in a lot of action movies now. And of course his father is a former ex-ranger living in the middle of nowhere in West Virginia with explosives rigged around a cabin. I think I've seen that in multiple action flicks where the hero has to go see some ex-crazy vet that he knows. So that was a little bit predictable, but like I said, Nick Nolte was fine in this. I didn't have any problem, as I usually do with Nick Nolte. And everybody was pretty much played their role to the T. I can't say much more about that. I mean, everybody did everybody did a really good job in their roles. Even Jada Pinkett Smith, I'm glad to see her in movies. She got stranded to television for a little while there. So anyway, that's pretty much all I got. Go see it. It's a fun little late summer movie. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. I'll give it probably a 4, maybe even a 4.5. I found it that enjoyable. So that's all I got for today. I'd like to thank my subscribers and encourage you, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give me a like, give me a comment, and thank you for watching. And until next time, I will see you when I see you.